Oh, the game of life. Since the dawn of time, human beings began a game of status. The higher we live on the social totem pole, the more protection we have and the more mates we can attain. Leaders emerge and society can maintain a sense of order through respect of the leader and the rules. In the book The Status Game by Will Storr, he takes a look at the dark side of status. Originally, we'd achieve status by being the best hunter or gatherer. Eventually, new skills such as the best innovator, the best builder, and the best technologist came into play. Soft skills help too. If you're not humble, if you don't properly advance through the ranks like everybody else, the tribe won't hesitate to cut you down to size. As the world has evolved, even more traits have come into play, whether you're on social media or not. What music you listen to, how late you work, how much you volunteer, what diet you follow, what type of accent you have, how firm your handshake is, or how minimal you are, how much stuff you have. We are constantly inventing new sacred symbols to strive for. We knowingly, or unknowingly, compare our status to one another in a constant game of one-upsmanship. Now what's remarkable is that status offers us more than wealth, fame, power, or partners. Our status has also been linked to our well-being. In a study of more than 60,000 people in 123 countries, researchers observed that status was consistently correlated to well-being. Status gain or status loss was the strongest predictor of long-term positive and negative feelings. It doesn't matter what culture or age or gender you are, your status impacts your perceived quality of life. And it can have an impact on your health and mortality outcomes too. The theory goes that if you're not winning in the status game, your body begins to prepare itself for attack. It starts saving resources once used for things like antiviral response or warding off neurodegenerative disease, and your body begins to increase inflammation to help heal potential physical wounds. The lower you are in status, the more likely you are to get sick or die younger, even with the same access to healthcare. The lower you are in the status game, the more likely you are to act out in aggressive ways to defend your status. In cases of aggression in prisons, whether by a man or a woman, the most common reason given is because he or she was disrespected. Motivations for crime are generally to move up on the status scale, financially or for power and respect. People with higher status take up more space, are louder, take time to speak, and speak in a steadier tone. Believe it or not, when we speak, there's a low frequency hum emitted, around 500 hertz. And as folks gather around, our individual hums begin to sync with the person with the highest status. And we watch these people, dressing like them, learning their daily routines, all the while looking for an opening to tear them down from their hilltop. Oh, cancel culture. Virtue is now the predominant status symbol we covet. In order to gain status, one gains respect by standing up for or against something in a grand fashion. And if others are virtuous too, they'll follow. And it's 100% human nature, not a conservative or liberal tactic. This all sounds awful, doesn't it? But we're hardwired to want to climb the status ladder. So how do we combat our mindless desire to climb the ranks or obsess over ridiculous status symbols? We've got food and shelter and love. Do we really need a Prada paperclip? Now, it's highly unlikely that we can detach ourselves from society and the games we play. I'm just as guilty as anyone else when it comes to all this. But there are some things I'm working on to stay grounded. First, I try to consider other viewpoints. Second, I try to stop judging other people. Next, I try to be myself. Engaging in minor acts of nonconformity can be healthy if done safely. Then, I try to appreciate which games are mine to play. If I can't afford that fancy purse, I'm not going to throw my life savings at it. And lastly, I try to take a long look at the symbols I might be chasing and consider whether or not they carry real meaning. Being thinner, more productive, more virtuous, having more likes and subscribers can all be good things under the right circumstances. But do they ultimately bring happiness at the end of the day? Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe if you want, and I'll do my best not to care.